Against Juan Manuel Marquez, and you'll see that Marquez at 30 is 5 years older, 1 inch taller, a 1 inch arm length advantage measured from the armpit to the end of the fist for the southpaw Pacquiao. He starts out in a southpaw stance, but quickly squares his shoulders because he loves to trade punches. They both following here tonight. You saw the huge grin on Pacquiao's face as he got ready to step into the ring. Now he tries to change to the game face to get ready for Marquez.
The first time I saw a fighter come to the ring shaking hands with his fans as he's going into the ring.
Well, one of the things they have to worry about is that he's loving every minute of this and wants to celebrate every second of it to the max. And he's a party animal to begin with. And now the crowd responds against the picture of Marquez, which appeared on the big screens as he comes into the house. So despite the prominence of Mexican and Mexican-American population in the Southwest and in the general geographic area of Vegas, this appears to be a Manny Pacquiao crowd tonight.
Well, you know,
Jim, many Mexican and Mexican-American fans love Pacquiao because of his relentlessly aggressive style. And in fact, you know, the Philippines and Mexico both share a common heritage, both being ruled by the Spanish for centuries. Many Spanish surnames in the Philippines. So there is some commonality there.
Now Marquez's fans get to make their statement. Emmanuel, what an atmosphere.
I love it. I was going to say the same thing that Larry just said, that a lot of the Mexican fans identify a lot with Pacquiao more so than they Marquez.
In fact, I have a Mexican friend down in San Diego who said to me the other day, once he knocks out Marquez, Manny's Mexican too. We'll see what happens as we go to a smiling Michael Buffer for the pre-fight introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, this is the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the universally recognized featherweight championship of the world. Brought to you by Murad Muhammad's M&M Sports in association with Top Rank Incorporated and the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, and sponsored by PLDT Global. Sanctioned by the WBA and the IBF and the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman John Bailey, Executive Director Mark Radner. The 3 judges at ringside 5 pounds. His professional record stands at 38 victories, including 29 knockouts, with only 2 defeats and 1 bout even. From the tuna capital of the world, General Santos City, Philippines, here's the former WBC World Flyweight Champion, former IBF, and his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trimmed with red. And his official weight is also 125 pounds. He has a professional record consisting of 42 victories, including 33 knockouts and only 2 defeats. Damas y caballeros de Ciudad de Mexico.
For Pacquiao, out of the wild card gym in Hollywood come stories of sparring partners with broken ribs, sparring partners who went home after 1 day, knockouts day after day in sparring. None of that means anything now. Marquez is no sparring partner, but Pacquiao has great talent.
Well, you know, it actually depends on where the sparring partners too. If you're fighting with top-notch guys for sparring partners, you're not going to be knocking those guys out. Together. At this stage here, he looks to be a little bit wide with everything he does. His body position, everything, is leaving himself exposed when he throws his punches.
And he's getting picked off down the middle by Marquez, as he did on a quick left hook there. And he fires the straight left hand, and there's the punching power.
And look at it. I don't know if it was if Marquez is really that hurt or whether he just got caught with a straight shot right down the pipe.
Marquez does not appear to be hurt or dazed.
No, but he's still standing in the same position to get hit with a straight punch.
And he got hit with another one and another one.
He's hurt. He's hurt. He's not moving his head at all. He's just standing in one position.
This is why we use the word sensation. We are
if he doesn't move his head, he's going down again.
And Juan Manuel Marquez has been down twice. And he's off balance again. Lands a good straight left. That momentarily backs Pacquiao off.
But he's going straight back.
Third knockdown of the first round. And he caught Marquez going down, and I'm not sure Juan Manuel will be able to get up. Cortez is going to let the fight continue. 30 seconds left in the first. Marquez has been down 3 times already. And Pacquiao lands another huge left. And another big one.
But he's not getting away from the straight left at all. There's no head movement at all.
This is not the fight that Juan Manuel Marquez would have wanted.
Marquez is showing tremendous heart and determination to survive this round.
And even if he gets past this round, I don't think it's going to change the outcome because his head is not moving.
Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Juan Manuel Marquez.
Manny Pacquiao coming at Marquez like a typhoon across the Pacific.
That was the first knockdown. Here's the second one. And at this point, it was as much speed as power that was befuddling Marquez.
Well, Marquez came out and tried to make a statement. He's the bigger looking fighter in the ring. Maybe he thought he would be strong and drive Pacquiao off.
Now he lands a jab over the top and a little hook. Another straight left hand. Marquez coming back with a left and a right into the zone. If it levels out, it could become a sensational fight.
Marquez is making the stand of his life because this is the fight of his life.
Marquez waited years for a chance to rise to the top in the division. Here was the opportunity. And in round 1, Manny Pacquiao suddenly shut out the lights. Now they're gradually coming back on.
Marquez fighting more of the kind of fight now we anticipated at the start.
And as the pace slows, Marquez begins to look just a little more comfortable.
All that blood, Manny.
The blood,
how does it affect the fight?
It definitely affects you because a lot of time not only is bleeding outside, it actually is bleeding inside. He's going down the guy's breathing, as messes up the breathing inside. So he's probably swallowing blood also.
Not to mention, yeah, I started to say you're swallowing blood. Straight left hand lands just under the chin.
You hear me? Marquez making his stand, coming back, putting himself into the fight.
Right. Third round of a scheduled 12. Been about 5 rounds worth of action in the first 2.
You know, that first round with 3 knockdowns could be a 10-6 round for Pacquiao.
Yes.
So there's a mountain that Marquez has to fight, to climb.
Well, and in round 2, Pacquiao got off 77 punches by CompuBox count, only 45 for Marquez, so it wouldn't be at all surprising if the judges gave the second round to Pacquiao as well, which would put him 5 points ahead in the fight. Hard body shot by Marquez. He'll want to land a lot more of those.
Pacquiao's got a nice little body rhythm, moving back and forth, side to side, and all the time looking for one big shot. Straight left hand.
Marquez gets in a low blow with the right hand. Joe Cortez says keep him up. It would be a good idea for Manny to start using the right hand now to try to set up his left. And he does, and lands one, but Marquez gets in 2 hard body shots. Marquez now a lot more aware of Pacquiao.
Almost like a little Filipino version of a Mike Tyson.
Well,
He's a little side to side brother, but he explodes out of that with that straight left.
Hard left hand by Pacquiao landed flush. Freddie Roach is the sometime trainer of Mike Tyson. But by far his prize at this moment is Pacquiao. Blood coming out of Marquez's nose again after Pacquiao lands a couple more of those straight lefts. There aren't a lot of punchers who muster as much body movement over a 3-round period as does Manny Pacquiao, Manny.
No, there's a lot of body movement. His main thing is still he's looking for that straight left, and I think it's just a matter of time maybe before he lands it again.
Crowd chanting Marquez, Marquez, Marquez as his supporters try to get him back into the fight.
But when a guy comes back like this, even some of Pacquiao's supporters start respecting him. And his actually looked like winning this round. In the third round, but the second round was even questionable. Well, the point is, it's a competitive fight at this stage again, provided he can stay away from the straight left hand.
Con tu foot, ahora con el pie abajo.
Marquez now in the counter-punching style that got him here.
You notice Pacquiao was throwing his left hand with so much power, he was getting off balance and was getting countered a lot with Marquez. So
since that time, Marquez has gotten his feet on the canvas.
Well, I think he got caught with that straight left before he got adjusted to the left-handed rhythm, and he never recuperated. The second knockdown, the third was simply because he was still half dazed. Now he seemed to realize that he's getting hit mainly with just one punch, and he seems to be focusing on concentrating on avoiding that left hand, just like he did here. And as a result of that, Pacquiao is having a problem now because his entire style is off of the left hand.
Still with his great speed, Manny is able from time to time to get in, land the left, and then get back out. There's a hard right hand by Marquez that jolted Pacquiao. And Pacquiao, when jolted, wants to fight back immediately.
At 16,000 feet, he was running in the snow. And perhaps that kind of effort is what kept him going through the travails of the first round or two.
When I trained Julio Cesar Chavez in Mexico, we trained at 8,000 and 10,000, and I thought that was ridiculous. But to get up to 16,000, oh, you can't even hardly breathe. Plus, it's always cold up there all year long.
With 30 seconds remaining in round one, Juan Manuel Marquez got up at the count of 6 from his third knockdown at the hands of Manny Pacquiao, and at that moment, it did not look as though he would make it out of the round. Now we're into round 5, and Marquez is feeling his way back into the fight. Pacquiao's initial burst of fury has now been quenched. Marquez hunting and pecking through a right hook. Hard right hand by Marquez. Follows up with another. Pacquiao says, "I'm fine." Holds his hands in the air. Low blow by Marquez. He got away with it. Pacquiao comes back with 2 big left hands. Right on the button. So just as Marquez decided to get offensive, Pacquiao was able to come back with that left hand. And they're trading shots again. Marquez backing off as if to say maybe it's not such a good idea to trade.
No, but you know, Pacquiao still is such a big puncher and got so much spirit about him.
What a fight!
At this stage right here, Marquez is one that's controlling the fight, though.
He's stronger now.
He seems to be very comfortable with the way that the fight is going, and they've gotten his rhythm now.
And we're wondering if there might be a little cut over Manny Pacquiao's right eye. There is. In the eyelid.
Marquez has more things that he can do. Where pretty much Pacquiao shooting for that straight left.
Marquez's right hand is finding the target over.
Right hand uppercut hook from Marquez, who is back in the fight.
And Larry, I can assure you, he's swallowed a lot of blood inside, too.
Pacquiao looks to the heavens and crosses himself as he comes out for round 6. Marquez landed 14 out of 29 power shots in the 5th round. He is fighting his way back into it on the scorecards.
His punches are clean precision punches, the kind that really creates excitement with the judges and the crowd, because he always catches Pacquiao with his head straight up.
In addition to being a great trainer, Nacho Beristain is an outstanding cutman, and he has stopped the bleeding in Marquez's nose. Now, cutman Lenny De Jesus will try in Pacquiao's corner to keep his fighter from suffering any more damage to the right eye. Good body shot by Marquez. Pacquiao comes back reaching with a body shot of his own. When he reaches with his hands like that, he opens himself up to Marquez's right-hand counters.
Pacquiao, when he attacks with such a big lunge and a big step that it's great.
Hits Pacquiao right on the hip. Manny doesn't worry about it, keeps coming after it.
Regardless of what's the final outcome of this fight, Marquez has gained the respect of a lot of people because of the fact he's come back from one of the most brutal first-round pounders that I've ever saw a fighter take.
Well, we told you it'd be a candidate for Fight of the Year. It's already clearly that. It's the crowd of the year in boxing. I don't know when I've heard a crowd.
Big right hand from Marquez. Wings it over the defense of Pacquiao, which pleases his spouse so much.
CompuBox numbers in the 6th round. Marquez 16 out of 41. A lot of them hard right-hand shots. Manny Pacquiao landing only 5 out of 35 punches. So Pacquiao's offense increasingly blunted by Marquez's increasingly effective tactical boxing. Marquez's straight right hand landing with greater and greater frequency. Maybe he's the man who's going to score the knockout. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim. Now we got to remember, a fight is scored on a 10-point must system. It's not rounds. In rounds, I've got it 4 rounds to 2.
CompuBox numbers through the 9th round show Pacquiao throwing about 100 more punches, but landing at a lower percentage. Marquez with a 20-punch edge in power connects, 95 to 75. The harder punches, well, Pacquiao in the first 3 rounds, and then Marquez since then. But in the last round, Pacquiao seemed to reestablish himself as the aggressor, and that's what his trainer Freddie Roach has been wanting.
A lot of people biting their nails on the other side of the Pacific Ocean.
A lot of people biting their nails on the other side of the ring.
Murad Mohammed, the promoter of Pacquiao, is biting his nails.
Big time. It was Marquez answers immediately with the right. They get ready to trade again. Fight comes alive. Pacquiao's hand speed coming back. Suddenly he's more aggressive.
He's finding his range again with that straight left again.
Blood trickling from Marquez's nose. Remember that judges sometimes score blood. Hard left hand by Pacquiao. Marquez backing up on the defensive. Pacquiao suddenly more comfortable than at any time since the early rounds.
Yeah, it seems like Marquez has used all of his strength trying to just get back into the fight after taking that pound in the first round. And at this stage here, he may be starting to weaken again because he's been just fighting so hard to get back into the fight. Plus all of that blood that he's probably been swallowing too. It's taking this effect.
This is over the top with the left hand.
And he's probably still never fully recuperated from that first round pounding.
Marquez power.
Let's do it! Come on! From the Philippines!
CompuBox numbers from the 10th round show Pacquiao landing 10 out of 17 power shots. Substantiating the point that Emmanuel Stewart made, he dialed in the left hand again, found the range, landed his big shots for the first time since early in the fight. Harold, how do you have it through 10?
You know, Jim, it's a back-and-forth fight. At the end of round 6, I thought it was pretty darn close. But round 7, 8, 9, and 10, I just like Manny Pacquiao's left hand. I thought he was the aggressor. I thought his left hand was doing more damage. It was landing sharper. He was the cleaner puncher. 96-91, 6 rounds to 4, Manny Pacquiao. He's got that big point lead because of that 10-6 first round.
It's Very possible Marquez needs a knockout to win this fight.
And perhaps recognizing that his fighter might be weakening, Nacho Beristain didn't make that point between.
All right, Manny. This is your round, son. We need this round badly. Manny, all right? You gotta put him on his ass this round. You hear me? Okay. Now, Manny, look for the double left hand. Do not let him be first. Okay, you have to be first.
Don't wait for nothing now. He is trying to go after him. You're up by 3 points. We're winning this fight.
Both fighters believe they can win this fight if they win this round.
Which fighter has something left? The crowd is on its feet at the MGM Grand. And some of them in the higher seats are bound to stay standing throughout the round. Freddie Roach wants to take nothing for granted. He asked Manny Pacquiao to go knock Marquez out. Marquez starts out the round landing big shots.
Two finely conditioned, highly motivated, highly skilled athletes, both with great hearts.
Two fighters.
Giving you everything they've got.
Two real fighters from their guts. Both can box, both can punch, both have the hearts of champions.
This is a good fight here. And I would just wonder if Marquez hadn't been so badly physically damaged the first round, this would have been one tremendous fight. Even though it's been good as it is, it would have been even better, I felt.
No, I feel the knockdowns in the first round made the drama that we're watching.
And both guys are in great condition, too.
30 seconds to go. There is no other candidate for Fight of the Year. Not at this moment. We'll see what happens in the rest of 2004. But nothing in the first 5 months of 2004 can compare with this. Fire against fire. Down the stretch. Pacquiao's left. Marquez's right. Last chance to make a statement as the bell gets ready to ring. Find out who won.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, after 12 great featherweight rounds, we go to the scorecards. Jon Stewart scores it 115 to 110 for Pacquiao. Guy Jutra scores it 115 to 110 for Marquez. And Bert Clemens scores the bout 113-113, a three-way split. The bout is a draw. Both fighters keep their respective titles.
Emanuel Stewart